Welcome back, viewers, and if you're just joining us, this is the Love Bag Show with me, Charity Gordons. Today's topic has been personal values and personal happiness. This is the third and final segment of the show. So, Madam Grace, personal happiness. What is personal happiness in the layman language?
Okay.
Yes.
Personal happiness, simply put, is that feeling of satisfaction with your life. You feel satisfied, you feel content, and you feel some sort of settlement. There is peace within your life. You're not feeling like your life is all over the place. You feel like you have control over what's going on in your life. So it's a feeling of peace, contentment, and maybe we can even use the word joy. And we can also say that you feel satisfied. That doesn't mean that you have reached, like you have actualized. No, it just means that you feel like there is calm. There is calm in your life. You don't have too many questions, and you don't have too many overwhelming feelings of like your life is all over the place. So when you think about, I used to say that happiness is elusive because it is about what is happening. You know, when you are in your 20s, you think that you are a philosopher. So I used to tell myself that happiness is it depends on what is happening, and in some way, the feelings of happiness depend on what is happening. So when things are not well, then you feel unhappy. When things are going well, then you feel happy. However, when we think about personal happiness, that's more of a state than the feelings. It's more of your mind is settled. You feel that you are where you are supposed to be. Your life is following the path that you need to be following. So now, does that mean that when you achieve or attain personal happiness, that there is no unhappiness? Absolutely not, because we live in life and life happens. What the difference between the unhappy person and the happy person, or the dissatisfied person and the satisfied person, or discontented person and the person who is content, is that they are able to manage very well when things don't go well. They are able to manage unhappiness. They are able to manage feelings of dissatisfaction. Let me put it in a way that people will understand even better. Let's look at a situation where a parent loses a child. Very, very devastating situation. A person who is in that state of contentment and satisfaction with life, or that state of calm in their life, they will grieve and they will mourn the loss of that child, but they will not lose hope. They will not go into the state of feeling life is not worth living. They are not able to move on. They are not able to overcome the grief of this very, very difficult loss. That person who is content with life, you find that they are able to navigate through unhappiness in very, let me say, seamless way. They don't get stuck. And even if they do, it's not for a long time. They are able to rise up and be able to move on. People who struggle with, a difficult job, so they are not just staying in that state of dissatisfaction. They are complaining. They are negative. People begin to avoid them because they are always just, the fact that they are not happy at work colors everything in their lives. So I'm not saying that a person who is has attained a level of personal happiness is not having difficult times. They are, but they know how to manage them in a way that it doesn't get them into stuckness where they can't see anything else except how bad their life is. They don't say, they don't use extreme words like I will never be happy. This is so bad. Life is so meaningless. They don't do that. In fact, there are times when I will have somebody call and they are really in distress, and the words that they use to express how they feel, I'm thinking this person is completely devastated. But when they come to the office and we are face to face, they are coming from work, they are still taking their kids to school. So for me, my job is to actually balance for them, help them to balance and to see that even though they are going through a tough time, that they are still having the hope and the strength to carry on. Because sometimes our mind is very powerful, and what we are thinking about and how we are thinking about certain situation can really cause us to feel like our life is not happy at all. But it's because of the way that we are thinking. When we think in extreme ways, then because you are waking up and you're driving to work, and you are going and you're being very, productive at work. But then because of this one thing that is not working in your life, you are not able to see the other parts of your life that are working. So a person who has attained personal happiness is the person who is able to balance things. So we are unhappy, but we are happy. So my marriage is not working, but thank God I have a job. My spiritual life is going very well. I still can pray. I still can trust God. My job is going well. My children are doing well in school. So I am not looking at my marriage is not working. So everything is wrong. So personal happiness does not necessarily mean that we are not dissatisfied with certain areas of our lives, but then we are able to navigate both very well.
Wow, what a wholesome definition of personal happiness. Earlier on in the show, we were talking about personal values, or rather core values. Personal values and personal happiness, are they connected with one another?
I would say that because when we think about personal happiness, for me, is an achievement. It is a goal that you have attained, so to speak. That's the way I would look at it. And so then it means that thinking about values being the principles by which we live, then and the attitudes that we have about our life, then that means that our core values have actually helped us to reach personal happiness, so to speak. So if I am following my personal values, if I understand who I really am, if I understand what my core values are, the belief system, the things that matter to me, my strengths and my areas of growth. I've embraced who I am. I'm very much aware of myself. I have discovered who I am, and part of that discovery is the things that drive me, the things that make me feel that I have made the right choices, that I'm walking the right path. Then I have reached a point of satisfaction with myself. I haven't reached my goals. I haven't reached self-actualization, but I am on that journey, that I am actually discovering myself. I am at peace about where I am, and I'm not feeling like I'm not dwelling on the regrets of the past, and neither am I anxious about the future, because I have reached a point where I'm feeling that I am actually walking on the right path. I don't know if that makes sense. And the way that we know that is because our core values, our value system has given us the ability to discover that path. What is my purpose? What are my goals in life? And so now I'm walking towards that. And remember what I said, that our core values actually guide us. They serve as a guide towards the goals that we want to achieve in our lives. Yeah, so that is how they are connected, the core values and our personal happiness. When I am living by my core values, then I will experience contentment, I will experience peace, and I will experience satisfaction with my life. Yeah.
And that is how you're able now even to be in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, in a way that that now I can get into a relationship with a person who shares the same values as I do. Let me show you something. Look at companies, organizations. when they are looking for talent that they are going to bring into their company, they are looking for people who have their core values. They are looking at people who can appreciate their core values, because they understand that if we bring somebody whose core values, even if it's their personal values, whose core values are not like our core values, then we are going to struggle, because their goals are different. The more different your core values are, if your core values are different, then your goals are going to be different. So if for instance, I get, and again I'm going to use this, I have nothing against people who smoke and who drink. I'm just using that as an example, because this is one of the things that we see in therapy so much. When it comes to relationships, they are fighting about the person who's drinking, coming home at 4 a.m., people who are smoking, and that's what we are hearing. So the thing is that now, the person who drinks, their end goal, their goal is different from this other person who doesn't drink. Because the person who drinks is going to spend money in buying that drink. He's going to spend time with the buddies that he drinks with or she drinks with. He's going to be in places where that kind of life is going to be happening. Now, if he is married to a woman who doesn't appreciate drinking, doesn't like it,